Good afternoon. Today we are going to be telling you guys a little bit about our undergraduate research this past summer on the back of the college neighborhood. I'm Lucy Person. I'm a sophomore at Wofford and a psychology major.
And I'm Matilda Redfern. I'm also a sophomore, and I'm a sociology anthropology major with a minor in business and philosophy.
So what led us to do this research this past summer was our humanities course last fall in 2019. We were both in Dr. Neighbor's humanities course and conducted interviews with the back of the college residents and really grew to love working for this project. So a little bit about Wofford's history and relationship with the back of the college. Wofford began expanding its footprint in the late 1980s. The new tennis courts were finished in 1992, and Gibbs Stadium was hosting football games in the mid-1990s. And by 2010, Wofford's new apartment-style housing and Phase 5 complexes were finished, and the new Greek Village was also finished in 2016.
And so a little bit of background on the back of the college. So the back of the college was one of Spartanburg's two most prominent Black neighborhoods that used to stand behind Old Main, where the Greek Village, Gibbs Stadium, and all of that is today. And so it was once a bustling and vibrant neighborhood with strong roots and a rich history that stretches back more than 140 years and has greatly influenced the Spartanburg community. And the neighborhood at its peak in the 1950s and 60s housed more than 250 homes and at least 2,500 residents.
So a lot of what we were doing this past summer amidst COVID, Matilda and I Zoomed frequently with Dr. Hall and Dr. Neighbors, and we also collaborated with other student researchers in Dr. Liebrick's group that were working on the history of slavery on Wofford's campus and acknowledging that. So we were able to go through all of our back at the college notes from the fall and really compile something, all the stories to kind of weave into a campus tour that hopefully can be used in the future after we run some survey tours and work on the details of it.
And then in tandem with the tour, we also created a visual that houses portraits and photographs from the residents of the back of the college neighborhood that we received when we conducted interviews with them this past fall and prior falls as well. And so that is housed in this PDF document that will show different stops on the tour and has photographs to go with that.
So now we're going to share our favorite or most impactful part of the tour or story in the tour. Mine has got to be Happy Saturdays, which was started in the 1970s, started by a group of students on Wofford's campus that would bring back the college children and residents to the Horseshoe in between sophomore dorms. They would go to the library, take them to the cafeteria. They would celebrate football games. And this really stands out to me because I think that this is the Wofford community that we want. Fight for more inclusivity, a more diverse campus, and the fact that in the 1970s they were able to connect on these Saturdays and kind of bridge that divide that was between the neighborhood and the college is really, really impactful to me and stands out in the tour.
And so the most powerful part of the tour to me visually was when we talk about Cumming Street Baptist Church, which stood to the left of Cumming Street School. And it used to be a church standing right there on the in the grass, but now it is currently used as a parking lot for sporting events. And so I think seeing that, how a piece of history is no longer there, and when you're talking about this history in the tour, is really impactful and tugs on emotional strings.
And our favorite, now we're going to discuss our favorite part of doing this summer research. I'd have to say, besides the fact that I was able to get super close with Matilda and super close with the faculty, Dr. Neighbors and Dr. Hall, who we were working with, it was really cool to do all of this stuff on Zoom and online, and then get back onto campus, wearing our masks, but see kind of this tour come to life in my head, and also being able to talk about it on campus when people said, hey, what did you do this summer? It's really cool to see students' faces when they've never heard about the back of the college and you tell them a little bit about it. So kind of seeing some of that summer research come to life in my head, being back on campus was really cool.
And my favorite part was obviously working with Lucy and Dr. Neighbors and Dr. Hall, and then also our collaboration with Dr. Liebrick's group. But also when we came back on campus and we had talked so much about the Back of College Memorial and how much it symbolized for the community and the neighborhood. And so coming back on campus during orientation week, I was walking to Jerry Richardson one day, and all of a sudden the memorial had been moved and turned around to where people can actually see it and it's not hidden away. Like a part of Wofford's and very important history was kind of hidden away from this memorial. I still think it could possibly be moved to a more central location, but this is definitely a step towards the right direction and recognizing the history of the neighborhood.
So we have loved working with the Back of the College Project, Dr. Neighbors and Dr. Hall. And we look forward to doing more research and seeing this tour come to life. Thank you.
Thank you.